Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today's wreath I would like to consider a very warm, a very inviting wreath. Look at this deco mesh. This is our wreath base for today. Before we get started on the wreath, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed and love wreath tutorials. But I also wanted to share a little Etsy account with you. I think she is awesome. So look at this. She sent me this sweet little topper. These are great for Ray Dunn mugs, but you can also use them on mugs that are not Ray Dunn. These are also really super cute to use on tier trays. At the bottom, she has a little sticker and it's House of Paisley. This is how things get packed. I asked her to do a red and white one for me for Christmas, and this is what she came up with. I think it's so adorable. The little candy cane is super cute, and it would go on my little North Pole mug or any of my other Christmas mugs. So if you have an opportunity or would like to visit her Etsy shop, all the information is going to be in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get started on our cozy and gorgeous fall wreath. How gorgeous is this sign? I got it at HobbyLobby a few years ago, but they have some very similar ones right now. Next, I have this white striped deco mesh, which is 21 inches by 10 yards. It is very, very foiled. It is very beautiful, and we are going to focus on those oranges and blacks in this wreath. Today, we are also going to be using mesh tubing. I have a black and an orange one, and this one's a little bit fuzzy. This is new to Dollar Tree. For the ribbon, I'm going to be using this ribbon with the pumpkins. I thought it would match the sign really nicely. And then to work alongside this one, I'm going to make bundles with some green and then some more bundles with some orange ribbon. This is going to be very, very pretty. Next, we're going to need some pipe cleaners, and then we're also going to need a 14-inch metal wreath form. This one is from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to apply the pipe cleaners a little different than I usually do, but we're still going to keep it super easy because I remember the day that I came into a craft store and looked at these wreath forms with all of these pipe cleaners sticking out, and it is so overwhelming. So we are going to keep it nice and simple. First thing I'm going to do is grab my pipe cleaner, and this Dollar Tree wreath form is separated into 6 sections by these little metal bars. And the good thing about it is the bars themselves stick out just a little bit. Can you tell? Right here, they stick out just a tiny bit, and we are going to use that to our advantage. Grabbing my first pipe cleaner, I'm kind of coming from the inside, and I'm going to go to the center row on one side of this bar while keeping my other side of the pipe cleaner on this side of the bar, using the end of that little bar as a little bit of a hook. This is good for those wreaths that you just want to make sure will stay in place. I'm going to continue doing this, going all the way around, and I'm just going to go to this middle row on the other side of this little hook and give it 2 tight twists in the center. Now I'm just going to face my pipe cleaners towards the inside of my wreath form. Now I'm going to take 2 pipe cleaners per section, and I'm going to attach them on rows 3 and 4, just like this, and I'm going to face them out. Here's my second one, 2 twists, and it's going to face out. I'm going to continue doing this, going all the way around. And look at this, we are all done. 2 pipe cleaners per section on the outside and a pipe cleaner on each connection on row 1 and 2. You should have 18 pipe cleaners on your wreath form. Look at this gorgeous deco mesh. The black part is double weaved because it has the orange foil plus the black going across it. It is really, really pretty. So what I'm going to do now is collect about 1.5 inches. And since I have the stripe as my guide, I'm just going down the black stripe, making sure I gather everything. Now that my deco mesh is gathered, let's talk about attaching it to the wreath form. I'm going to start with my inner row and I'm going to spiral out. A lot of wreath makers do start from the outside and spiral their way towards this inside row, but usually they are working with a raised wreath form. With the Dollar Tree, it's harder to do that because the inside row is down flat. So we're going to start on one of the inside pipe cleaners. We're going to go all the way around making 10-inch loops. And then we're going to come back to the pipe cleaner where we started and complete the circle. And then afterwards, we're not going to be going to this next pipe cleaner. We're going to skip this pipe cleaner, go to the next pipe cleaner, go all the way around making our circle. Let's start. I'm going to put it in and I'm going to really squeeze it down because I don't want it to be too poofy. So we got that. It is nice and secured, but I am going to be using a zip tie and I'm going to secure it just a little bit more on the second row. And I'm going to go off about 1 inch from this connection just to kind of straighten the tail out, and it's going to be nice and secure. Cut that off, and if I don't like the tail, I can always cut more of it off later. If you've ever seen wreath makers do a thing where they go from here, then skip one, go to the next one, and they consider that 10 inches going around, I agree with that, but not with the Dollar Tree wreath form. With the Dollar Tree wreath form, it just doesn't turn out like that. So I do like to make sure that I have my measurements right. I will start at where my 10 inches are right here on this light square, and then just keeping it straight and flat, I'm going to go to the other side and get my 10 inches, and I'm already poofing it as I'm working with it because my deco mesh is being unrolled this way. As you can see, the poof is already there, and it's just easier for the deco mesh to do what you need it to do. Look at this. I mean, you don't even almost need to poof it out. It's absolutely stunning. And then I'm just going to continue making my 10-inch loops and going all the way around. Make sure you make it flat. I am back where I started and I'm just going to put that in. Let's measure off our next 10 inches. And then on here we have 2 pipe cleaners. We're going to skip this one and go to the next one. The reason I do that is so we don't have like this poof that has this much space in between it. So we're going to go to the next one, then go all the way around, and then we're going to come back to this anyway. I went all the way around, all the way to that pipe cleaner that we skipped. And now I'm going to cut off about 2 inches. Let me show you in the back. I'm going to put the tail in between rows 3 and 4. I always count my rows from the inside out. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the outside. Grabbing another zip tie, I'm going to go on row 3 and just zip tie that tail in place using my little clippers. By the way, if you like this little clipper that I use on all my zip ties, my wires, I absolutely love these little guys. And I got these on Amazon. I have a link for you in the description box and also on my Amazon store. Next, I'm going to go around and make sure all my deco mesh is fully open. So I just grab one side, and with the other, I just kind of pull till we get to the other edge, or as we call it, factory edge, and just poof it out. This is going to be such a beautiful wreath. This one's already poofed out naturally. Let's get this one. Now that my wreath is all poofed out and absolutely stunning, it is time to get started on our ribbon. All the ribbon I'm using does have wire edging. This ribbon is so lovely, but because there's so much orange, I did decide to bring some green in. Every other ribbon bundle, I'm going to have either an orange or a green ribbon. Today, I'm going to be cutting my ribbon into 11-inch strips. So I'm going to measure my 11 inches and start zigzagging it. Next, I'm going to cut the ribbon at the same time, making dovetails, grabbing each end, folding it in half, and cutting a little triangle out. You're going to need 18 pieces of ribbon. Next, I'm going to take my green and my orange ribbon, and I'm also going to cut these into 11-inch strips. The pumpkin ribbon is going to be in each bundle, so you're going to need 18 of these. As far as the orange and the green, you're only going to need 9 each. And as I said, we are doing 11 inches for each one of them. Now that my ribbon is all cut up, I'm going to bring in my mesh tubing. This mesh tubing is 15 feet, so we are going to cut 10-inch strips of both the orange and the black. Now that all my ribbon and my mesh tubing is all cut up, I'm going to start on my bundles. Grabbing one of the pumpkin ribbon, one of the orange one, then a black mesh tubing and an orange mesh tubing. Find that center, and I just found it with my thumb, and I'm going to just bring it in. Just squeeze it in the center and tie it off. The 2.5-inch ribbon, we are going to crisscross later on when we open, but let me show you what it's going to look like. So those pumpkins are going to show up. I know you saw me put those at the bottom, but they are going to show up. And then the mesh tubing is going to give it this fun look. Now it's time to hide my pipe cleaner. I'm going to just twist it about 1 inch from the connection. Using wire clippers, I'm just going to cut the excess off, fold it in half, and fold it back. On my next connection, I'm going to grab a pumpkin ribbon, a green ribbon, then a black and an orange mesh tubing, find my center, and bring everything together. Next, we have the pumpkin, and then the orange, and then the same thing. And I'm going to be doing this going all the way around. All my ribbon bundles are on, but I'm not going to open them up until I put the sign on. I'm going to take this jute cord that I just removed from the sign, and I'm going to use it as a hook to hang the wreath. I'm putting my jute cord underneath row 3 and this intersection right here. I'm just going to tie a few knots. Just going to push it back so it's not in the way. And now my sign. Grabbing 3 pieces of felt. You can use ribbon, fabric, whatever you have on hand. 3 pipe cleaners. Those I'm going to fold in half and then make a little 2-finger seat just like this. And this is the part that I'm going to hot glue to my sign. The pipe cleaners, I'm going to put 2 on top and 1 at the bottom. Pipe cleaner on there. And our little fabric. I went a little too close to the edge, so I'm just going to cut off the fabric just like this. And the edge that's sticking out right here, I'm going to cut it off when the hot glue cools. And now I'm just going to flip and attach my sign to the center of the wreath. And I really do like to attach on those intersections because I feel like everything will stay in place because there is something holding it. And our third one we are going to attach on this one. And our last step is to start opening up our bundles. The best part about cutting my ribbon to 11 inches is you can still see the gorgeous deco mesh. And that is why I cut it a little bit shorter. Instead of the 12 inches, I cut it to 11. Because what is the point of having this gorgeous deco mesh if you can't even see it, right? If you go as short as 10 inches, I usually do that when I have solid colors. Because if you have a really pretty print that you want to show off, like these sweet little pumpkins, you do want to cut your ribbon to at least 11 inches in length. Hope you enjoyed this video. For my Leo fans, he is just sleeping. I could not wake him up, and well, Louis will sleep on me. He doesn't have a problem with that. But if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the little thumbs up and the like button, because that's what helps this video grow, this channel grow. Also, don't forget to visit House of Paisley Co. I absolutely love these mug toppers. These are perfect as a gift. For now, for us, we are going to go have maybe a little treat. What do you think? Some peanut butter, Louis? Yeah? Sounds good? I think we're gonna go get his little peanut butter snack. And we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye, my friends. Mwah. Say bye. We're off to get some peanut butter.